Yeah,
now I'm not
You're
muted.
very, yeah.
Yeah. Good thing I was muted because those are all curse words.
Man, I hate working with Mother Lawrence. He doesn't know I'm staying on mute just to cuss him out.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your #morning, #wrestling, #talk show. It is the Brunch Gimmick here on Love Wrestling. My name is Zach. Lawrence, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a fun little Saturday to myself. I went to go see the Concordia Stingers play and win in a comeback against Sherbrooke, which punishment enough they have to then go back to Sherbrooke. Imagine paying for an education and still being illiterate, Sherbrooke.
Oh, jeez.
I had 30 in the can, and they were right next to me the entire game. Like the other, and they got real quiet by the end. They were winning like the whole game, and blew it at the end. Got real quiet real quick. Also, your hats are dumb. They look like the green version of like the Stonecutters toques. They have like this exactly. It looks exactly like that except green with like the Sherbrooke logo.
Oh my goodness! I thought you were throwing shade at my Turtles hat. I wasn't gonna suffer that.
I would never.
Yeah, I'm afraid I have like no reference for sports, so I'm glad you had a good time. But that's about as much as I can intelligently say regarding your weekend.
And then I watched Bad Blood and some of the Mets game before that.
Some of the Mets game, yes, Bad Blood. Jeez, what a show! But you know, one thing I have to do before we get too heavily involved, because We set a goal for the number of likes, and we promise a second Quizplex reveal. We're actually pretty close to that amount of likes. So let me actually just drop the first Quizplex reveal. As you know, October 29th, it's our Back from the Dead edition. Past runner-ups return back from the dead to try to reclaim the Quizplex crown and join us once again. So we've already announced Little Mean Kathleen will be taking part. We've already announced Big Trouble Ben Bishop will be a part, and we cannot go with a Quizplex runner-up without inviting this man. The Violent Gentleman returns. Miles Blackwell returns to Quizplex on October 29th. I'm not going to let this reel keep playing because I think I have the whole graphics card with several other reveals on that. So I hit stop early. Miles Blackwell, we cannot wait to have you back on Quizplex.
Two-time champ, big name showing up for Quizplex against another multiple champ, the God, Little Mean Kathleen.
We absolutely could not have done Quizplex Back from the Dead without LMK. She always it's always a riot when she's here. She's also a multiple time. Oh, sorry, Ticket. I just punched my cat in the head. I'm so sorry, bud.
Oh.
No, not hard, just like a little tap. But you didn't deserve that.
Gonna start bleeding like CM Punk in a second.
No.
She's a worker, brother. She's going gig. She got that blade out.
LMK returning to Quizplex. And yeah, I know that Ryan Sullivan, he says that he's like an LMK stalwart when it comes to Quizplex. He's going to be like supporting her and making donations in her name to buy her some points. But I think once the full card is revealed, I think we're going to have some divided loyalties. That's my prediction.
Oh yeah, as somebody who's produced the last two of these, I love the Halloween game.
Oh man,
it's always good. Just absolute chaos.
Yeah, good times all around. Yeah, looking forward to that. I'm gonna let me take a look here. How many likes do we have? Do you have you don't have YouTube open right now, do you?
No, I left my cell phone in my room because I ran over quick.
No worries at all. Let me look that up. YouTube. Sorry, my phone is crashing. This is just like the most opportune time. That's fantastic. And we I can't see the frigging likes.
1.2 million likes.
1.2 million likes. Well, again, all that to say, I'll keep an eye on that through another window. I'm not going to let you just sit around waiting for me and to figure out my phone and figure out where to see the likes. Anyway, yes, Bad Blood.
Yep.
Jeez.
Well, that card definitely it delivered on the front end and back end very much. They delivered the surprises at the end, which they very much needed to, because I felt I thought they would have started building a little more to this potential Bloodline Civil War Survivor Series War Games. That looks like where we're headed. But they finally did the final building blocks with bringing Jimmy back. I wonder how they're going to get Jay back involved, possibly. Cody. Yes. I hope Cody's no longer involved. But I didn't want him in this match in the first place. I thought it was silly that he went back and tagged with Roman. Right after saying I don't want to do anything with the Bloodline. I'm yeah, he should not be involved anymore. This isn't the reasoning was thin for him to wanting to tag with Roman. Yes, they're jumping him, but if he this barely has to do anything with him. The title matches are done. You don't have to grand solo another title match. He's lost multiple times.
Yeah, it's definitely time for the Bloodline to move away from the WWE picture, WWE title picture. And with that, of course, Cody Rhodes going in another direction. And it looks like that's what we're going to get, because stalwarts of the Terminally Online will know that, in fact, during the press conference, Cody Rhodes was attacked in the parking lot after a heated argument with his friend. Kevin Owens attacks Cody Rhodes in front of the American Nightmare bus, much to the chagrin of everyone watching in the parking lot. Very well executed this. I like that. I like that they didn't like resort to just like, oh, here's your WWE camera right in their face. It's, like it's a little tease, just like done with the inherent nature of everyone having their camera on them at all times and publishing that.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, but personally, I saw nothing. I felt everyone should have deleted what's on their cameras. Kevin Owens did nothing wrong. He was at home comfortably with his wife and kids. I don't know what happened. I think Cody might have fallen near his bus. I don't know. He seems to fall and cry a lot. As I've said multiple times, French Canadians can do nothing wrong in professional wrestling.
Hey, I'm not saying he did anything wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were arguing about.
Listen,
Maybe
Cody's
Cody
clearly
put
the heel
pineapple-
here. Clearly the heel.
Maybe Cody was saying he puts pineapple on pizza, and
That's just
Kevin
delicious.
Owens
I don't know what you're
just-
talking about. That
No.
is the perfect mix of sweet and savory. It's we're getting puritanical about
Fine. pizza. Fine, you
About
know
pizza.
what? You're gonna
It's not like a Neapolitan pizza. It's not like straight out of Italy where my nonna used to make. No, it is pizza. It's a trash pie for the raccoon trash animal I am. It is pineapple mixes perfectly well with the savory ingredients, giving you a nice bite every time.
This is ridiculous. Do you know why? Let's flip this script here for a second. Pineapple on pizza. You know what, Lawrence? I want you to drink a pina colada full of cheese.
I will, and I do it on the daily, but that's a different thing. That's a false equivalency. You don't know my diet.
The pina colada of cheese. That's going to be the litmus test for going forward for anyone who's actually considering pineapple on pizza. I think you are ridiculous people. 13 likes, 7 more, and we'll reveal one other contestant on Quizplex, but more on Bad Blood. Boy, Hell in a Cell. Is it back?
Oh,
is it back?
Hey, Astrid, big honor. Edmonton sojourn.
Astrid, hello. Thanks for tuning in.
Was that at the last LPW show?
Right?
Mm-hmm. LPW bringing out the stars.
When I saw Astrid's tweets from like the LPW stands, I was like, that's so cool. That is so cool.
Yep. But yes, Bad Blood, the absolutely amazing opener. Like it was 100% for me, an absolute sicko. I loved it. Like using CM Punk perfectly here. Like it felt like he's back in his stride now. Like he's starting to like show more and more. Like he's starting to really get comfortable in his role in WWE, and his matches, like barring any horrible injuries again, he is starting to like, as long as you don't overuse him, he's going to be great. Like this match was so well built from like the first few matches, like the first match to here to get to Hell in a Cell. The first 2 matches with Drew McIntyre, and they absolutely delivered. Like they knew, like it was. I'm happy they did do blood because like it felt like it had to have blood in that match. Like they built so heavily into both hating each other so much, and they both, credit to both wrestlers, threw so much of themselves in there. Like Drew McIntyre took some insane bumps.
Oh boy!
Like for the love of the game. Oh, I audibly yelped as somebody who has like back pain. Just to take it, like I was about to say, taking that back shot. That's not pause.
Lawrence, no.
We passed 10 minutes, dog. there are no strings on me. But yes, take it, like landing awkwardly on the side, like the stairs, and like Punk 2, those like both of those stair spots. Even landing on those bees fucking probably sucked real bad. Which you called months ago, or like a month this month. Yeah,
I called it September 2nd. I put out a shitpost tweet saying Drew during CM Punk and Drew, they'll produce their Hell in a Cell match. They will produce a thumbtack bag, but it'll be full of beads. I said it. I called it. I am a wizard
or an alien.
Not an alien.
I mean, are wizards not aliens? This is not from this world.
Wizards wear hats. That's how you know the difference.
But yes,
I'm just gonna like look back at all my tweets now, see what else I'm predicting for the rest of the year. Because I also called Camille becoming the bodyguard of Mercedes Monet. I called that well before she debuted.
Yeah, I greatly enjoyed that Hell in a Cell match. Back to what I was saying, like back to my originals, like from start to finish, they built that really well. Like it's also showing like they're definitely in a new era. Like clearly, I don't know. Like credit to Drew McIntyre too, who knew. Like I feel so bad for that ref who is definitely getting yelled at in his earpiece to get the towel to Drew McIntyre to wipe his face. Like they were definitely screaming at him, and Drew knew he had to get the shot of him pouring the beads over Punk, so he had to turn down the towel, and like the ref just like taking the beating from the production staff, and Drew finally having to wipe off his face real quick, and both played it off really well too, because it like wasn't as bad as like that time, because I remember the time Samoa Joe had to do it, and like they ended up stopping the match.
Oh yeah. Same with Edge and Finn Balor.
Yeah,
like the whole.
Like I honestly thought they might stop that match when they but I'm like happy they went to they got a like conclusive finish.
Oh boy, yeah, it would have been I think that would have been a disaster if they had canceled thrown the match. Like
yeah, it's Hell in a Cell. Like didn't they do that with the Fiend where they ended in disqualification?
Yeah, with the stupid hammer gimmick.
I mean, it was a big hammer.
Yeah, the big hammer. The big hammer.
Triple H doesn't have a hammer that big.
Sorry?
Triple H doesn't have a hammer that big. It was a real big hammer.
No, again, like that. Oh, I'm glad we are a far cry away from that Hell in a Cell. Big red structure, big hammer, bad Fiend lighting during the match. Like,
yeah. Oh,
I am glad we have gotten past this sanitized version of Hell in a Cell. Drew and CM Punk must be applauded for bringing back what should be WWE's like top grudge match. Like that's the final boss of gimmick matches in WWE, and it shouldn't be otherwise.
Absolutely. Like it has a long history of just like they play it up for being the most brutal match, so it has to be the most brutal match. Like the poor journalist in the room that said they should start with a Hell in a Cell. I'm like, CM Punk was 100% right to be like, are you nuts? We're not going to start with a Hell in a Cell because there's nowhere to go after that.
I'm glad, you know what? Like they had that silly little strap match, and again, I'm totally down for like binding the two wrestlers together, but like the touch corners thing, like I'm glad they finished with the Hell in a Cell and not the Mario Party mini game. Like, yeah, at least they had the sense to do that. And I would gladly suffer another touch four corners match if it gave me another Hell in a Cell like that.
Yeah. What do you think about the other matches on the card?
I didn't see too much of the card. I actually watched stuff after the fact. I skipped. I skipped pretty much everything except for the opening and the main event.
I would say the Nia Jax Bailey match had its problems in the middle. Like there was definite like flight botches every so often, and credit to Nia Jax for trying the Hurricane Rana and Bailey selling the shit out of it.
Oh yeah, you know what? I saw a clip of that. Yeah,
like
I again totally credit to Nia for trying the move, for trying to make it work. But I saw people on Twitter being like, she pulled off a Hurricane Rana. I'm like, when? The clip I saw kind of suggests otherwise.
Yeah, like again, Bailey absolutely pro-sold the hell out of it, and like they did pull off the finish though. I greatly enjoyed the finish of that match with Nia doing the Undertaker. Like they're doing a good job of teasing this the cash in. It would be stupid if she ends up cashing in on somebody else they've built this long. between Tiffany Stratton cashing in on Nia and like turning Nia into a super heel of just like verbally abusing Tiffany. So they're trying to turn her babyface. But
I
like
mean,
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
It's a smart thing to do. Tiffany Stratton is getting like babyface reactions. I harken back to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view itself. The finish of the match had Chelsea Green pushed off a ladder. And again, it was Canada, it was Toronto. Everyone was rooting for Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
But the fact that like Tiffany pushed her down, climbed up the ladder herself, and also got cheers, I think that speaks volumes to how the organic support Tiffany Stratton's getting.
Oh, absolutely. Like and like this creative era has gotten so good at those teases, like before a turn, like from the bloodline stuff to this with like Tiffany coming out. But like any other time, you think she's just helping thing, but like she's got the briefcase on her. She doesn't have a referee with her, but like waking up the ref to like, you don't know if she's trying to wake up the ref to try to help Nia win or to cash in, and the ref accidentally picking up the briefcase just as Nia's waking up was well done. As Nia does the Undertaker sit up.
Yeah, you know how I feel.
Yeah,
about the magic briefcase.
He loves it. He loves the briefcase. More briefcase. Everyone should have a briefcase.
No one should have a briefcase.
Zach Ralph booking strategy. Everyone should have a cash-in briefcase except the champion. That's my fix. Actually, I would love this. Give me absolute chaos for one show where there are 30 different champions, and somehow Giovanni Vinci ends up WWE champion.
Oh, Giovanni Vinci. Yeah, but all that to say, as much as I don't like the Money in the Bank briefcase, as much as I'm done with cash-in gimmicks, I have to give them credit. They've done a very good job with the storyline of Tiffany Stratton being like supporting the champion Nia Jax. Like, what's going to happen? It's a very volatile element. And how's it going to be executed? I applaud the creativity of this storyline. That is as far as I'm willing to go with complimenting a Money in the Bank briefcase.
I don't know. The second you get off here, be like, I actually love the Money in the Bank briefcase. Give me more briefcases.
Will never say such thing.
I, as a wizard, I like the magic of Money in the Bank briefcases. I am Zach Ralph. I approve this message.
If you ever see me saying something like that on Twitter, you know I have been hacked.
That is not true. That is the time you know it's the actual Zach Ralph, not the Zach Ralph he pays to tweet for him. He actually just pays another gentleman named Zach Ralph. So legally he can say Zach Ralph tweeted this.
No, I do not have such budget. If I had such budget, I would probably spend it on more wiser things than someone to tweet for me. Which is very funny thing for me to say if you know my day job.
Yeah.
Oh man, what else is going on in the world of wrestling? You know one thing that's actually kind of bothering me right now in AEW? Twice this week, it seems they've just dropped storylines. It seems they've dropped Okada versus Takeshita, and it seems that they've dropped Statlander's heel run. She had a quick promo on Rampage where she kind of like justified it very slightly, but like it seems very short-term booking, and I'm not really pleased to see that on AEW, especially with Chris Statlander. It involves her not having Stokely Hathaway in her corner right now. What's going on?
Like, what are they going to be doing? Like, Stoke was killing it, and together they were great. I don't know why they would like tease out and like either somebody's coming back or like they need to switch up the baby faces and heel, which like on short-term notice doesn't like, what is this, ROH? They're just booking out of nowhere.
It seems so. I mean, like, she's going into a match with Camille, and it's going to blossom obviously into a match against Mercedes. But man, they were killing it. They were a great duo, and I don't even necessarily see why Stat has to be a babyface for that, or at least a pure cut babyface. Like, I don't see why she can't have Stokely in her corner for this match. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like at a lot of the times, that's the thing that like gets me out of AEW is their booking sometimes seems all over the place. Like they are sometimes are treading water for like a big star to come back, and like you could tell like, oh, this storyline didn't mean as much to us, and like they get fans of that, like either that or they're pushing it for a bigger show later on. Like I so badly want to see that Takeshita Okada match. Like it's such a like also like Takeshita should be in the heavyweight title picture 100%. Like yeah, I also kind of want him to get away from the Don Callis family. But like, yeah, I think Takeshita should be a heavyweight champion there. Like he has like every tool imaginable to be champion. Like he is so great. And then like Himikata eventually like feuding over the heavyweight title would be absolutely amazing. Like you've got such talent there, and you're like, granted, it's helping build up your mid card division. Like the other 3 or 4 titles that sound almost exactly the same. But
Yeah.
like you have the talent there to put on a great show. I don't know why you would get away from the match unless you're pushing it like for a few months later or like a month later.
Yeah, it's just very unfocused. It should like we should have just got through this match with Okada at least to put that before you move them on to something else. Now you have like this triple threat picture with, pardon me, with Ospreay and Ricochet, and yeah, I don't know. It's a little all over the place, which is disappointing to see because AEW has been very focused in a lot of other aspects lately. And you know, you want to see that that commitment level for stars like Stat and stars like Takeshita. Don't know what to say. I hope this isn't the beginning of AEW starting to get comfortable of just dropping angles willy-nilly or whatnot. But right now, twice in 1 week, that's more than I like.
Yeah. I just wanted to quickly mention, because I didn't get a chance to talk about it last week. 2 things. Like I just wanted to quickly mention like what I thought of like my like official review of the Vince McMahon documentary.
Sure.
One, like off the bat, I'm a guy who loves sports documentaries. Like I watch those 30 for 30s all the time. Like I was literally just watching the one about last season's, like the playoffs last year on the NHL, where they follow around all the players. Like they follow around like all a bunch of like the stars of each playoff team and like their runs. And I'm also watching the Montreal Canadiens one on Crave, which is just like about Montreal Canadiens rebuild last year, or their continued rebuild, because they are still not going to be good this year. We have one star player though. We actually got a star player in a trade who immediately got injured in preseason because it's us, and will be out 3 to 6 months.
Oh jeez!
Shout out Patrick Laine, which like all hope gone super quick for making the playoffs. But yes, what I felt they do a good job of giving a more detailed history and having the McMahons talk about their like behind the scenes relationship. Like it does humanize, and like it shows the value of therapy and why generational trauma is a very real thing that very much gets passed down. Like watching Vince do what his dad did to him to do what he's doing to Shane is naughty. Like Shane McMahon definitely dealt with a lot. The fact that he had to go through Hell in a Cell with the Undertaker for his dad to give him a hug and say he's proud of him is just like heartbreaking. And I'm like, yeah, it also tracks that so many of these like Republican dudes have bad relationships with their dads. Like so many of them are just like years of bad fatherhood. and like they do a good job with the history, I feel, throughout. Like, if you don't know it, I'm honestly very interested to like watch it for someone who's not a wrestling fan and who's not like as into it as we are, how they come out like looking and thinking about Vince McMahon, because like we already have our opinions on him. Like, he's obviously a terrible human being who, like, even throughout like content warning 100%, they talk about multiple times of like they do so more at the end with the current accusations, but they talk about the accusations of sexual assault with the referee, and his response was so bad and almost admitting it on camera of saying it was consensual, then like backtracking is like, even if it wasn't, the statute of limitations over, like there's statute of limitations like every innocent person does who immediately thinks of statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Like, he's a vile human being who, I'm sorry, like there are people who I did like a few days ago back and forth, somebody on Twitter who did the obvious, like, but he's a genius in wrestling and here's my list of all the best booking decisions he's done. I'm like, brother,
people,
like,
can't fucking see the forest through the trees.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and like sure, like I tweeted back, I'm like, sure, John Wayne Gacy did bad things, might have been a bad person, but here are the top 10 printings I love of his.
Yeah,
it's just,
it's gross, man. Like the people who wrestling fans have such like a parasocial relationship with the people who are creating content with the wrestlers, with the promoters, so that like we get disgusting instances like that. People who are like who will excuse any vile crime committed by these people because they made a wrestling show. I mean, like, you know, Hulk Hogan meant the world to me when I was a kid. Absolutely. Like, I grew up, I was a little Hulkamaniac for sure, but that doesn't inform what I've seen out of Hulk Hogan in 2024 and the past, 10 years even. He's a gross guy. I can let go of the fact that
cannot help but lie. He had to add an extra 100 seats on the 90,000. I don't know. It was 90,154. You just cannot not lie and over exaggerate everything. It's just so deep embedded within him.
I really don't know what to add to the Vince McMahon documentary that hasn't already been said. It's not a substantial eye opener to people who have been fans of the WWE for some time. Like you said, I think a lot of people who aren't wrestling fans will you'll get a lot of shock and awe out of that audience. Anyone who might be interested but not interested in wrestling. But documentary.
Yeah, like I would say they like stuff like the Owen Hart. They sort of downplay WWE's culpability in it, which is like one thing like that bugged me. Is like,
well, of course they are, because Netflix has an invested interest in WWE now.
But it, as somebody who's in it, like it pretty much went exactly how I was going to go. Like I knew they were just going to throw on the accusation at the end. I think Shoemaker did a good job of trying to like talk about the history. Like so did Dave Meltzer, because like they was just basically them the last episode. It was like because they were definitely not talking to anyone from WWE. They were all gone.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a topic that none of them were going to touch.
But if you want to learn a bit about the history that you haven't like more in depth and thing, I would say watch it. But it's also not going to, if you have already a view of Vince McMahon, it's not going to change it. No. Like they don't bring out too much new information, and then like they go in depth. The more documentaries you see, and are a little more honest with some of this, like some of the history, and you get Vince and his family more on the record about their family dynamic that you haven't heard before. Because before that, it's been very like censored. Like Vince, other than like outside interviews, unlike the documentaries they put out, have never really talked that in depth about his father and that critically of his father and family.
I'm not trying to just like spearhead. I just forgot to set this up in advance of.
But I'm very excited about this match.
Have you watched this yet?
I have not. No.
No, I watched this live. Quite good. Should we just jump into that since I've pulled it up?
Let's do it.
All right. So, yeah, from Montreal, coming out to Edmonton, Alberta, Katrina Creed heading out to face off with Zoe Sager. Skipping the entrances as I do. There we go.
Took out my new chair.
We've got Reed Matthews on commentary, rooting for the guy who had suffered a terrible injury at the hands of the clandestine society.
Dastardly clandestine society.
Yes,
well, you're welcome at any commentary table of mine. Stuart Garvey calling for the bell. Second half of LPW 30 underway.
Zoe Sager versus Katrina Creed. Stuart Garvey on calling the match.
Creed going to get
the referee, I should say, calling the match itself from the commentary table. Big Bad Boris and the thickness Reed Matthews.
All the intangibles that is Zoe Sager. Katrina Creed is for real, as I mentioned, held at IWS.
We've got 14 likes on this stream right now. We get 6 more during this match. We've already revealed that Miles Blackwell will be taking part in Quizplex on October 29th. We have one more to reveal. We have 6 more if we hit 6 more likes.
Sager looking to do the same. Standing switch. Trying to grab the hair. Unable to do so, got to break that grip the old-fashioned way with the point of the elbow.
See, that's the thing when you get in the ring with Zoe Sager. Like, she got all the intangibles. She has that kind of ground wrestling game.
And of course, Katrina Creed being the first person from Montreal to head out to Edmonton this year. Because later this month, Matt Viviani will be going to LPW. He'll be competing against T.Y. Jackson. Vice Minister is making his tour.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, on paper, unfortunately, it says they have the win.
Second person on that IWS dojo.
But I tell you right now,
Matt Viviani to come down to LPW.
Zoe and I are going to do something to change that. I'll tell you right now.
Using that bottom rope,
nice
great
escape.
show of athleticism, able to break the grip, take the arm.
And again, Matt Viviani. Again, we give him a hard time because he's the Prime Minister. Exclamation mark Matt if you're on Twitch.
Yeah.
Over on Speedball's channel. But and again, he deserves all the success in the world. Certainly a guy who will bring value to any show you book him on. But the fact that he got onto an LPW show because of Mario Kart is one of my favorite things to happen this year.
What's up, Leishy? How you doing?
Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Still to come. All roads
How can you not root for both Zoe Sager and Katrina Creed?
Yeah. When we were at the Rec Room in Toronto during Money in the Bank, Phantom had just like finished up as an extra, like he had come back a little early and met us there, and just immediately turned to us like, no one's beating that. Like, it was a Mario Kart arcade, like a driving simulator. And it's like, no one's beating Viviani in Mario Kart. Everyone at IWS knows how good he is at that game. He's quite annoyingly good at that game.
She will reach down deep for that intangible, no pun intended.
Like, to legitimately turn to Erica. I was like, Erica, you're not beating him in this. There's no point. He's going to keep winning.
She wants to hit that Z factor. She wants to get that 1, 2, 3. She's got to
turning it down a little bit. Yeah, we don't do our gaming stream as often as we used to. Exclamation math, yes. But when we did it, when we did have Matt Viviani on the show, he just absolutely crushed everyone who came on and played Mario Kart.
Kick the pins out from underneath.
The Viviani Cup. Nice little flatliner by Zoe.
Going the way of the intangible one thus far, hooking the leg. This is where Zoe can slow the pace down, stick to her game plan. Face lock scooping up.
You know, I'm glad we did like the whole rom-com for LPW 30, the flirt, 30, flirty, and driving. That was Spencer's call. It was clever. I must admit, it juxtaposed those graphics against like what would happen later in the card. Of course, the main event, last man standing match, probably one of the most personal rivalries that's ever happened in LPW. Pride versus Mars Specialist. the juxtaposition.
How hard is it for you to be this close to the action and know you can't be a part of
Katrina
it?
Creed being
You know
featured
what
on
a competitor you
ROH
are.
too.
Honestly, it kills me.
When they were in Montreal in December, she did it.
Yep.
Come on.
Blatant choke over that middle rope.
You remember who
Somebody
she
is-
wrestled? I missed that.
Yes, it was.
It kills me not to be in
What's
the
his
ring.
face? The like little, I'm blanking on her name because I'm terrible with names. Little Russian wrestler,
Oh, Layla Hirsch.
Layla Hirsch. Thank you.
I love her.
Yeah.
Actually, Zoe was an enhancement talent, I think 2 or 3 years ago for AEW as well.
Cutting all sorts of corners.
And she was against one of my favorites in AEW and does not get enough love, Emi Sakura. It was
Yeah.
just, and like, Emi let Zoe get some offense in. It was actually a pretty good match.
Fans firmly behind.
Emi will be facing Mercedes Moné this Tuesday on AEW as well. Title Tuesday.
You see, Creed's done her research. She's clearly going for the back. She's been targeting.
2
We've
counts.
been-
Katrina Creed.
We've been lucky to watch, like enough to watch her grow from like every IW show and grow as champion. And like I'm
Oh,
happy
yeah.
to see her break out and go all over Canada now.
Yeah.
Especially when you
Again,
someone
Spencer
Spencer
is going to keep booking Zoe as long as he can, but it's a matter of time before she's signed to, who knows, a developmental deal somewhere. Again, matter of time.
Trying to fight up from underneath. Going again for the cover. Even with the kick out, Sager's got to expend a lot of energy trying to get the shoulders off the mat.
I also like people I know getting more successful because I can then scam them with cryptos, my own crypto that I'm going to make. So I'm all for all my friends being rich and getting contracts
Sager with the counter.
because that crypto scam is coming, baby.
I will not
Just-
be indulging in Cartier coin.
Creed just muscled
Too
her
late.
over.
You're already on the con. You're my fall guy.
Great show of power.
What do you think those papers I had you sign randomly?
Yeah,
Think
but-
I'm going down for this? Absolutely not.
Full faith she can pull this through.
I'm just waiting for Speedball to sign that big contract coming up. Cartier coin is
Getting that
hitting.
submission, I think referee might want to check to make sure that that's not a choke.
I will not be taking the fall. I've had enough of my own crimes to take the fall for.
Sager close to the ropes, but not quite close enough. Trying to get her legs underneath. Trying to get back up vertical. Fires in the elbow. Able to create some space. Inside cradle from Sager.
Oh,
Only a 1 count. Caught with the knee.
Block again. Zoe knows what's happening now. Can't keep doing the same thing over and over.
Beautiful overhead throw.
I definitely hope the next person to come down to LP. Oh, he's gone. He has left. I just noticed. But yes, I definitely hope the next person to come down from Montreal is Chris Tara. I think Chris Tara is one of the top talents in Quebec and Canada as a whole. And I'm like, I hope we can see what she does in an LPW ring.
He's been gone before. He always comes back. So we should have faith in the Scramble champion.
Well, we've seen these weird, eerie videos
Oh, there it is.
since he became Scramble champion.
Sorry, friends. Just had to excuse myself for one moment.
Sager trying to chop down Katrina Creed with the kicks into the thigh area. Charging the ropes. Big clothesline.
Beautiful clothesline.
Can't keep her down.
Yeah.
And once Sager builds up that momentum, she's hard to stop.
Oh,
STO
nice
down to the
STO.
mat again. Sager in the driver's seat.
Katrina had control through most of this match, but Zoe Sager's turning the momentum.
Base of the spine,
There's that
sliding clothesline. Stacking her up.
5 more likes. Come on, friends. 5 more likes and we can do a Quizplex reveal. Tell your friends. Switch your Google account.
We were
Go to your
moments
alts.
away from seeing a couple of title changes earlier on today.
Also,
Loaded.
Lishi mentioning that Crossbody is also doing the second part of what is now a Home and Away series with Crossbody and IWS Dojo, and the IWS Dojo is going to be coming to Crossbody in a few
Sager on
weeks.
her feet.
Nice.
Scorpion kick.
Speaking of crossbody, Lishi
There we go.
got to see and meet Katrina Creed at Crossbody Pro Wrestling last weekend, the day after this match, I believe. Yeah, she did some traveling that last weekend.
Maybe small, but she's got a lot of force.
T.Y. Jackson through a stroke of unlucky, not luck, failed to become challenge champion due to slipping on that ring apron and wrenching that knee, but he put up a hell of a fight as well. The Rads seem to potentially, at least for now, settle differences, and they appear to be a unit again, which makes things interesting in the tag team division for sure. I know you and Zoe Sager were primed to take a shot at the tag team titles as well.
Oh, Z Factor. But
Avoided
reverse.
impact on that Z Factor.
And we're paying attention. We know what's happening with the Reds. We know what's happening with Paralier. We're trying to keep our eyes open. Even though I'm on the bench right now, that doesn't mean we don't know what's happening.
Able to avoid
Dodge
that Z
that
Factor
one.
again. I think Katrina Creed studied some film, studied some tape. Back of the head, colliding
Again,
with the
Katrina
canvas.
Creed's aggressive side showing through in this match.
Creed charging the ropes. Big spear,
Nicely
cut her
done.
in half. That could be it. Oh, Sager got the shoulder up. You kicked out almost instinctively. That's just the mind of an athlete.
It is.
I don't have that mind or body for that matter.
You're just fooling us. Secretly, and down there, you have all the abilities to do what we do. I can't wait for you to do the 450 off the top.
Let's never speak of that again. Ripcord, Sager able to duck.
And for a Rainmaker of
Control,
sorts.
tried to take her down, wasn't able to do it. Going behind.
There you go.
Yeah, Sager held onto that top rope. Avoided being rolled up. Oh, man.
Oh, here we go.
Great
Oh, I
show
love this move by Zoe.
of power from Sager, crossing those arms, looking for that ocean cyclone suplex.
Oh.
Right down on the tailbone.
Oh, nice bridge.
Oh,
Yeah.
Creed kicked out at the last possible second.
Clearly scouted, because otherwise, like, she would have landed right on her neck. She must have thought this would be the
She's,
only way to be able to endure this and kick out.
She's hit the bridge stronger than that before, but like still so wildly impressive.
As silly as that sounds, it's very accurate.
Oh,
caught with
reversal.
that clothesline. Shoulders are down. Almost stole it again.
Big knee.
And they talked about it on Twitter afterwards, but I hope we can get Zoe Sager out here in Quebec sometime soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Across the knee with the cradle breaker, gonna go for the cover.
I don't know what's going on with flights right now, but cross Canada flights are very cheap right now.
Yeah,
Shop wisely. Promoters, if you want to get some cross-country talent, please do so.
It's starting to bring out the frustration in Katrina Creed. Right hand, Sager trying to block. I'm not sure what's landing, but
Because goddamn, is it a nightmare to travel across Canada?
Still taking some damage either way.
ooh,
Oh, is
spinning
it
out with
ever.
that neck breaker. Gonna go for another cover. Oh, Sager
Oof.
again.
Maze Boy, you were here for this match?
Barely out.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to hit like while you're enjoying this match, this watch along from LPW
Incredibly
30.
frustrated at this point.
That's going to be Zoe's advantage.
That's funny.
You get frustrated, you get thrown off
Your
feet.
profile is you at this exact show.
You give your opponent a lot of time to recover. Right now, Zoe's just assessing the situation. She's getting all this time to recover. Where Katrina's she's thinking, what can I do next?
Looking again for potentially that ripcord she tried earlier. Sager firing.
Throwing elbows.
to the jaw, trying to get out of the grips. Oh, shoulders down. Oh, hey.
Rolls her
Into the
up.
Corner, her momentum kept her going through. Charging in.
Oh,
Nice.
Back of the head of Creed hit that canvas hard. This has been back and forth.
has been. They're really, both of them, just doing whatever they can to stay on top here. No, Cloud's clearing out. They sense what's going to happen here.
Katrina Creed down to the floor.
The camera angle, I'm sure, inverts things, so it's like, will be all right, Mace Boy, but I'm also just going to assume you're that small child in the orange.
Take a seat.
Come on, Zoe!
You know what? I will say this: there's not a bad seat in the rec room. I've been down a couple times for a couple different LPW shows, and you know, no matter where you sit, you got a great view of the action.
That energy and bring it back into the ring to finish it off.
Sager going high risk. It worked.
Oh,
Nice,
It worked again.
nice shotgun drop kick.
Confidence growing. The hell?
Whoa.
Teared from accounting.
Just kick him out.
Wow, your dad is training with MRB twice a week. Volunteer work, very cool, very cool.
Stewart Garvey, I don't know what the hell she's doing out here.
Oh,
Runs no cowboy, Stephen Crows. Sager saw him coming, planted him. Big slap, open hand, palm strike, ripcord
There.
with a massive clothesline.
ripcord clothesline with the roll through.
Three.
Creed, with help from the
Once again, the
Clandestine
Clandestine Society.
I'm sorry you had
Big
to sit
win.
here and watch that.
Katrina Creed with the big win at LPW 30, representing Montreal.
I don't like the shade of red your face is right now, but I don't blame you. Katrina Creed reaping the benefits of interference from Ride or Die to get a big victory in her
Again,
LPW
been a big fan
debut
of Zoe
over
Sager for a very long time, or at least since I've gotten involved in LPW. But it's nice to see Montreal pick up the win.
that's right, Montreal, we're taking over. LPW is ours now. And there it is, folks. That
Yeah,
was a fun match. I'm happy to see Katrina Creed out in Edmonton killing
yeah.
it.
And of course, that was LPW 30. Let's talk about LPW 31 for a second. Diary of a Mad Grappler happening October 25th in the Rec Room. Your main event, Mars
Let's
the
fucking go.
Specialist taking on Blake Christian. It doesn't get any more crazy than the LPW champion versus former GCW champion. Also, Elliot Tyler challenges Michael Richard Blaze for the LPW Challenge Championship. That is going to be an absolute spectacle. We've also got, again, Matt Viviani, the IWS Canadian champion, heading to Edmonton. Can Montreal get 2-0 over at Edmonton in the LPW against T.Y. Jackson? Eli Surge is returning to defend the Scramble Championship, and Ali Catch is also coming back to LPW. So that's going to be one hell of a card. I have to run, actually. Something just came up, so I'm going to defer to Lawrence to close things out. Follow me on Twitter, SmartMouth, on Instagram, smart.mouth, and I will see you next week. Till then, friends.
Bye, Zach. Yep. As for me, I am Lawrence Kartze. You can follow me at KartzeNDG on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I stream video games, and you can hear just my voice because I just need to set up the We're back. Sorry about that. Yep, that's going to do it for us on the Brunch Gimmick. Thank you, Mace Boy, for coming out. Lee Shi for hanging out. Astrid for coming up. MRB, the dastardly clandestine society. Boo. TY should have been champion. But yes, Lee Shi, everyone for coming hang out. Astrid for coming out hanging out at the beginning, who was also there that weekend for LBW 30 Flirting for Thriving. Yep, you can catch us back here next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on the Brunch Gimmick. Same time next week, friends. We'll see you there. Bye, guys.